Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Baker, and today I'm going to be talking about my study, Social Anxieties in a Technology-Run World. Social media and technology are deeply rooted in everyday life. It is estimated that 90% of emerging adults use social media daily, and most use 2 or more different media sites. Because of this, many emerging adults have embraced social media as a replacement for conversation. With social media sites and technology taking over, the term social isolation has been used to describe these emerging adults. Social isolation is the inability to build and maintain strong social relationships. Social isolation plays a significant role in social anxiety disorder and leads to loneliness, absence of social contact, poor social support, and having weak social relationships. Social anxiety is one of the most common anxiety disorders diagnosed among emerging adults. Many college students with social anxiety rely on the internet as the means of dealing with their social fears. It is important to understand the relationship between social anxiety and social media so better treatments and therapies can be developed. For this study, I hypothesized 3 things. The first hypothesis is social media use is related to increased social anxiety levels in emerging adults. The second hypothesis is dependence on social media for communication by emerging adults will lead to social isolation. And the third hypothesis is the increased dependency on social media will lead to negative preconceived notions about face-to-face interactions, for example, an interview. My participants included responses from 101 people. 72.3% were Caucasian, 57.4% being females, and ranging between the ages of 18 and 24. Participants were recruited through personal social media sites and Maryville's SONA systems to take an online survey that would take them 20 minutes or less to complete. This survey contained 6 different scales. A digital media activity scale that asks participants to rate and to indicate how much time they spend on major social media platforms per day. The next scale was the social anxiety scale that participants had to rate how anxious or fearful they felt about a certain situation. The next scale was the 20-item shyness scale, where participants were asked about their shyness and had to rate it on a 5-point Likert scale. The next scale was the loneliness scale, and the loneliness was assessed by asking participants different questions of how do you feel about certain relationships that you have in your life. The next scale was the social interaction anxiety scale. This scale asked participants about certain situations as they felt they were being observed by others or in a public setting. And the last scale was the multidimensional scale of perceived social support, asking participants to assess their social support system. Do you have this type of person in your life? Do you have this type of person in your life? And so on. All of these scales were found to have a good internal consistency using Cronbach's alpha. Results for hypothesis number 1 found to have no significant relationship between social media and social anxiety. There was also no significant relationship found using a multiple regression on hypothesis 2 between digital media and social anxieties. Hypothesis 3 was also found to have no significant dependency on social media that predicted social anxieties. So while the study failed to find any significant findings between social media and social anxieties, there have been previous studies that have found social media to have a significant effect on communication and social isolation in emerging adults. The lack of finding a significant relationship in this current study may be because of a small sample size, or it could reflect unique relationships of the specific sample that was surveyed. Emerging adults have a variety of challenges and pressures that face them when transitioning from academic to work life. So this is an important study to keep trying to find and figuring out if there are other sensors that could be a stressor for social anxieties. Below you will also see my references. Thank you.